Hello everyone and welcome to my makeup drawer. Today we are going to be doing my, what I feel like has become yearly makeup spring clean and declutter and clear out. Honestly, I really don't think my collection is that bad at the moment. If you look back on my previous declutter video, it was honestly epic. I had 2 drawers this size filled with product and we brought it down to just 1, which I think was so impressive, and I think it still stayed pretty manageable in my opinion. I mean, there are a few things that are a bit extras and so on, but I'm really excited to just go through, have a clear out, because I'm feeling a little bit uninspired with the makeup in my collection at the moment and just like makeup in general. So I definitely think a good old switcheroo and changing things around and sort of moving, taking things out and so on is really going to help newly inspire me. So that is the task for today. Also, quick mention to my manicure. Mani is by London Grace. As always, I absolutely love London Grace. They do really like just fab manicures. So this is what I've gone for, just a cobalt blue mani with a little cobalt blue flower on the pinky, which I thought was super cute. Anyway, first things first, let's empty out the drawers. So I thought we would start off with my first mini compartment. Here I have bronzers. I'm going to take everything out and then decide from there. By the way, all of these little storage containers are from Muji. I've had them for years, but they just work really well with my makeup storage. So let's start off with something that I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep. This is from Charlotte Tilbury and it is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. So it's a cream bronzer. This is in the shade medium, I believe. Yes, medium, number 2. And I really love this. I used it in the summer. I haven't been using it so much recently, but I know it's going to be like a summer staple. Then I have a Delilah bronzer, which I adore. I've been using this one quite a bit. I have this bronzer from Too Faced. This is a Too Faced like Milk Soleil bronzer. And as you can see, it is very well loved, but I've honestly had this in here for years, and every year I'm like, oh, I'm going to finish it up this year. I'm going to finish it up this year. Maybe this is the year. I have a Benefit Hoola bronzer as well. This one's actually personalised with my name, but this is such a good bronzer. My pet peeve with Benefit products, and you'll notice this like throughout the video, Benefit packaging is just too chunky. It takes up so much space, especially if you have like a more like concise and smaller makeup collection. I really just think that Benefit packaging is just too big. This is a NARS bronzer. This is in the shade Laguna. It's a very beautiful bronzer, so definitely keeping that. 3 bronzers I haven't yet used. I didn't even know this was a palette, but there we go. A bronzer highlight palette from Trish McAvoy. Then a similar duo from Charlotte Tilbury. And then this YSL bronzer, which was unused last year and remains unused this year. Honestly, I struggle with decluttering things that look so pretty, but I've just not used this, so I think it can go. But Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow is going to stay, as is this Trish McAvoy palette. This is called the Light and Lift Face Colour Duo. Finally, on the bronzer front, this is actually a like cream sort of contour bronze shade. This is the Peexo On The Glow Bronze Stick. This is in the shade Rich Glow. I have a few of these, but this is the one that I have at home, so definitely going to keep it. I feel like this may not be looking like a great start to declutter, seeing as I've only decluttered 1 product, but honestly, I'm fairly happy with this selection of bronzers and I think it's fine. Next up, onto blush, I want to say. Definitely calling this category blush, but there's a real big mix of products in here. As you can tell, this one is very, very full, so let's get emptying. Right off the bat, I have 3 Hourglass face palettes, and honestly, these aren't going anywhere. I just love them all dearly. I really think that Hourglass is one of those makeup brands that I just adore. So these are the 3 palettes. They all definitely get used. This is the one I've had for the longest in my collection, but keeping all 3. From Drunk Elephant, these are the Ooh Blues Rosy Drops. I'm going to declutter this. I've had this in here for such a long time and just not used it, so I don't think there's any point keeping it. This is a Laura Mercier blush, which is super pretty. This is in the shade Rosé. Next up, a NARS cult product. This is the NARS Orgasm blush. Honestly, this isn't my favourite product. I actually don't use it that much because it's not my favourite. However, I feel like it's such a classic that I have to keep it. Then I have 2 blushes from Benefit. Now these are great because look at the size of these. They are literally half the size of that bronzer. So a big thumbs up for this packaging. This is the shade Shelly, which is a sort of muted pink colour. And then I also have the shade Sunny, which is an orangey coral sort of colour. Definitely keeping Sunny because I don't have anything else like this. And I feel like Shelly is actually quite a nice like muted colour. So maybe I'll keep both. We'll see. I'll come back to that. Then I have 2 of these little stackable pots from Trini London. So this is the shade Bunny. It's a cheek and lip tint. So I have the shade Bunny and the shade Pia. Pia is a very like bright pink. These are brand new. I've not used them. So that's what that looks like. And then Bunny is more of like a shimmery sort of, almost like a bronzy or like highlighty colour kind of. This will be really nice in the summer. As you can see, I did get my nail in there. So annoying when that happens to a brand new product. These are quite cool because you can stack them. You can still open them and use them just as you normally would, and then of course you can sort of detach them as well. So I've not used them yet. I feel like I need to give them a try, so I will hold on to these. These Hourglass blush sticks are honestly my favourite. So I have 2 shades here. I have the shade Loyal and the shade Sacred. I love these products. I get so much use out of them. I really do adore these, so I'm going to keep them both. Next, I've also got a similar sort of blush stick, this time from Jones Road. Now this is a much deeper pink shade, which is different to the others that I have. However, it's the same sort of concept as the Hourglass ones, and I just prefer the Hourglass, so I think I will declutter. From Trish McAvoy, this is the liquid face colour. This is in shade number 1, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure sort of how to use this product. I have tried using it as just like a blush kind of, but I'm not too sure if that's its intended purpose. However, I'm gonna hold on to it so that I can use it a little bit more and experiment. And then this is brand new from Laura Mercier. I haven't yet tried this. This is their Tinted Moisturiser Blush in the shade Provence. It just looks like a really nice blush shade, so I'm going to hold on to that and get around to using it. Also in here, I had a couple of like liquid highlighters. So this is the Sculpted by Amy Liquid Lights in Pink Champagne. So it's very much a sort of pinky highlighter shade, almost like a mix between a blush and a highlight. So tempted to keep this, especially if it fits as nicely as it does. But then what I am going to declutter is actually from Beauty Pie. Now this is the Pro Glow Perfect Highlighting Stick. It's essentially, I mean, says what it is on the tin, but I just don't find much use for this. I can't really apply it as a stick because I find it usually like moves around the makeup, and then putting it on my finger and stuff, it just seems like a bit of a faff. So I really don't use this enough, so I'm going to declutter. Once again, not a massive change, but I'm happy with it. Now usually what I like to do with these declutters is move things around, so I don't like to put everything back exactly how it was. I don't know what it is, but I always feel like if things are in different places, it almost like re-inspires me to pick up things that I wouldn't typically pick. So with that in mind, I'm not entirely sure where to go from here, to be honest, because I am limited space-wise as well, just how everything will sort of fit in this tiny drawer. So I think for now, I'm going to keep my blush on that side, and I will keep my bronzers on this side, and then maybe I will put something else up here potentially. I would love to have them both. To be fair, I could have one sort of long and one like this, but there's just like wasted space in this little corner, so I'm not sure about that. Sadly, they don't both fit together either. They are too big to fit together this way. I could pop them this side, but then it's harder to reach back here. So do you know what? I think for now anyway, I'm maybe settling for that. Next, I figured we'd move on to sort of palettes. I don't have many of them, and all the ones that I do have are quite small palettes. Honestly, this was a decision I made in my last declutter. I was just like, I don't have space for that many. I don't even use that many. So I will just keep sort of smaller palettes, which work quite well for me. So first up, a very mini from NARS. This was actually one of their limited edition collections, but it's got a really nice selection of shimmers and pinky sort of colours, and it's just a really beautiful one. So small as well. It literally takes up no space, so I will keep this. From Bare Minerals, this is one of my favourite palettes that they do. This is a Gen Nude palette, and it's just got really nice like neutral sort of tones, and this is in the shade, oh, I think this is the Neutral Eyeshadow palette. I think that's what it's called, and I just love this. So compact again, but a great selection. Then from Huda Beauty, this is a really nice one for those orangey colours, the warm, the reds, just really, really warm colours. I don't use this a lot, admittedly, but I do really like it. Don't have anything similar, so I'm going to put this as a maybe. From Fenty Beauty, I have never used this palette, but oh, it's quite hard to open, but it's such a fun one. It's got bright and vibrant colours, so I'm definitely keeping this. It's always good to have something a little bit different in the collection. From Sleek, this is a fairly new eyeshadow palette to me. Again, struggling to open it, but just the neutral shades. I mean, you've got everything you could ever need in this palette, so definitely going to keep it. It's also one of the larger ones that I have. This is the Level Up Eye Divine eyeshadow palette. And finally, from NARS, from that same collection as the eyeshadow palette, although this is more of a face palette, so it's just got blushes, bronzers and highlights in there. This is the High Profile Cheek palette, so I will hold on to this. I have said before though that I don't love cheek palettes from NARS. I just don't think the payoff is that great, but I do quite like. Do I like this? I might just declutter it. I mean, I've literally not gravitated towards it at all. I much prefer the Hourglass cheek palettes to this one. So maybe I'll just declutter. So I've managed to slot in the palettes back here. I really don't know how well you can see them because they are incredibly hidden, and I just don't know if that's great for my eyeshadow palettes because admittedly I don't reach for palettes that frequently anyway, and I feel like if they're this hidden I definitely won't, but we'll see. For now, they'll stay there. On that front also though, I do have two sort of pencils slash like liquid eyeshadows, I mean. So this is from Laura Mercier, and it's just a really nice like glossy champagne-y kind of pencil. And then from Stila, this is, I think this is called like Kitty or something. Smitten Kitten, that's it. It's one of their like most popular liquid eyeshadow shades. So I do like keeping this because it's so shimmery as well. And honestly, these don't take up too much space, so I'm going to keep them. For someone who doesn't use a lot of eyeshadow, 3 eyeshadow primers does seem quite excessive. I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original, which is probably my favourite. Then I've got the Too Faced Shadow Insurance 24 Hour, and then also Trish McAvoy Eye Base Essentials. So I don't feel like I need all 3 of these, but I really want to keep all 3 of these. Maybe I'm going to keep Urban Decay eyeshadow. Oh, but I really would like to try this one from Too Faced, and I've just not tried it yet, like it's brand new. So do you know what? It's unnecessary of me, but I'm going to keep all 3. I'm really doing this in such a random order, but next up, let's move on to brows. Brows is another category that I have a lot. There's actually a slight overflow of products as well, but let's just go. This is what we're dealing with on the eyebrow category front. How ridiculous is this? I might be holding like 20, maybe more, like 30 products here. Crazy. So I've split the products between pencils and then brow gels, and we'll start with brow gels because these are bulkier. So to get them to fit in here, a little bit more of Tetris needs to be played. So I'm just going to pick and go for it. This is the first product I've picked out. This is the Bare Minerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Brow Gel. This is in the shade Coffee. I love this. I think this is excellent, but I've been using this for such a long time. It's very nearly finished, so sadly, very sadly, it's time to go. Then a product that I would consider to be a classic. This is Gimme Brow Plus by Benefit, and I use the shade 4. I also have the Refi. I actually have no idea what this product is called, and it's got 0 branding apart from the name. So this is the Refi, you know, the thing that sort of sticks your brow gels, that sticks your brow hairs up. It's the only one I have, so I'm going to keep it. This is from Blink Brow Bar London, and this is their clear brow gloss, which is essentially a clear brow gel. And I'm always in need of those. I also like the packaging of this one, so I'm going to keep. Then from Maybelline, this is the Tattoo Brow Lift Stick. This, I'm pretty sure, is in the shade Translucent. Here we go. It's in the shade Clear, so it's just a clear, like, brow gel, I want to say, so I'm going to keep it. Again, it's a product I've not tried. From Authored, this is their coloured brow gel. This is in the shade number 3. Not yet tried it, so I'm going to hold on to it. Also from Too Faced, this is their brow wig in the shade medium brown. I'm going to keep it. Then I have 2 brow gels from Beauty Pie. One of these is clear and the other is in the shade Hot Coffee. Really like both of these, actually. I think they're great. I'm going to definitely keep Hot Coffee here. However, I'm not sure I need to keep the clear one because I have other clear ones, so I'll declutter this for now, but maybe it will go into my makeup bag at my boyfriend's house. And last but by no means least, 2 Benefits 24-hour brow setter. These are my favourite. My pet peeve is the packaging. Once again, Benefit packaging just taking up way too much space. It looks like I've got loads of space here, but as soon as I pop this in here, half of that space is gone. One of these is new, and I actually think it's this one. Oh no, they're both feeling quite stiff, actually. I don't know which one of these is new and which one was used. Oh no, this one's definitely new. So this is my used one, which I will pop in here. And then as this is a new one, I don't want to get it confused. So I'm just going to pop this to the side, which is kind of cheating because it's going in a different place, but it's just so that I don't get them muddled. Next, it's brow pencils, and I have a lot of these, but I feel like I'm always going through these, so I don't really want to get rid of any. I have loads of these NYX ones, and actually I've not yet tried this. I bought one myself to try, which I hadn't yet had the chance to try, and then NYX sent me over some as well, so I just kept all the shades that were sort of brunette kind of shades. So the ones I have are brunette, then I've got espresso, another brunette, and then ash brown as well. So they're the colours that I've kept from NYX, and honestly I'm going to keep them all. And by the way, if you're wondering why these have no lids, is because when I switched these over and brought them into this drawer up here, into this little like compartment, I suppose, or pot I should say, they don't fit with the lids on. So I had to do a bit of experimenting, and in the end I've just got the lids kept elsewhere. So when I travel with these products I can put the lids back on, but whilst they're just living in this pot they are lidless. I mean, otherwise this drawer doesn't close, so it was my only solution. Next up, also from NYX, this is the brow tint pen. This is in the shade ash brown, which is the only one that I kept. I don't really use like tinted like felt tips kind of, but I wanted to give it a try, so I thought I would keep one. Then I have a brow pencil from Blink Brow Bar. This is the Ultimate Arch Definition in the shade Clove. It's also got this really interesting, like, rather than being a spoolie, it's kind of like a brush, so very keen to try that. So this is a Delilah brow pencil, which I'm currently using. I'm just going to use this up. It's not the best colour match for me, but there's still so much product in there. Well, a fair amount of product in there, I'd say, so I'm just going to use it up. And 2 from Benefit, I have the Precisely My Brow Pencil and also Goof Proof brow pencil. Both of these are great. As you can see, this one is a little bit bent because it doesn't fit quite well, but it's fine. Both of these I have in the shade 4. Last few, this is a brow pencil from Too Faced. This is the Superfine Brow Detailer, which again I'm keeping. And then this is from a brand called Sprout. This is their Wildflower, I think it's called. It's like their brow pencil, but I'm going to declutter this one. And then finally, this is from Ciate, and it's the Microblade Brow. Kind of similar to that NYX one that I kept, and I don't want to keep both, so decluttering this one. Brows done. And then I've also just come across a Lonely highlighter. I literally only have this one. This is a Becca Cosmetics, which doesn't even exist anymore, but their Champagne Pop highlighter. I'm going to keep this. It's one of my favourite ones, the only one I have as well, and I think this will slot in nicely with my blush. Let's move on to concealers next. I feel like I have quite a lot to do with concealers because I'm really not happy with my concealer collection. I do also have 3 newbies here. These are a fairly recent launch from Bare Minerals. This is the Complexion Rescue Brightening Concealer with SPF 25. I have 3 shades of these. I've not tried any of them, as you can probably tell. So I have the shade Medium Wheat, Light Cashew and Fair Vanilla. They look like this in the tube. I'm going to keep all 3. I need to test them out. And from the concealer pot, this is what we are working with. So from Rodial, I have the Peach Lowlighter and also the Banana Lowlighter. Admittedly, I don't love the Banana Lowlighter, and I hear people like rave about this product, but it just wasn't for me. I'm going to keep the Peach one because I do quite like that one, but equally it's just such like a bulky product that takes up so much space, so I'm just going to declutter. I don't use it enough. From Laura Mercier, this is the concealer that I've been using the most recently. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I have the shade N1 or 1N. From Benefit, this is the Buoying Bright On Concealer. This is in the shade Nectarine. From NARS, this is the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. From Trish McAvoy, this is their Instant Eye Lift Under Eye like brightening concealer type thing, or like sort of contour, I guess, but I'm going to declutter this. I don't use it that much. Then from YSL, this is their Touche Eclat. I've not used this because I've just been too like sad to use it, so I'm not going to. I'm just like, it's so beautiful, so I'll hold on to it, but again, it feels a bit wasteful because I'm not using it. Then I have two Hourglass concealers. I'm pretty sure these are their Vanish concealers, and I have two shades. I have the shade Sepia and I also have the shade Cedar. I've got a Maybelline Eraser. This is one of the like best-selling concealers there is out there, and I have yet to try mine. I have this in the shade 01 Light, so hopefully I'll give that a go soon. And then I have two more of these sort of color correcting products. These are from Peexo. So the orangey color is the CC crayon called By Under Eye, and then the slightly pinky color is the CC crayon in Bright Under Eye. I think I'm going to declutter the pink, but I will keep the sort of like orangey color. Which then leaves me with this trio, which very annoyingly don't fit in here. And honestly, this has to be my pet peeve when like things don't fit where they're supposed to go. But admittedly, I do need to try them out and see which shade I think is going to work best for me. For now, I think Fair Vanilla is probably the most likely to do well. So I'm going to pop that in there. Can I fit another one upside down? Oh, that's two. Maybe I can fit all three. Oh, no, maybe that was a little bit ambitious. I have managed to fit them all in here, and what I'm going to do is just put the YSL's Touche Eclat somewhere else because, like I said, I'm sort of just holding on to this, not necessarily going to use it. So, yeah, let's just put it somewhere else. Here we have the mascara and eyeliner pots situation. Yes, it's pots plural because I've just got an issue with mascaras. I love them and I just cannot say goodbye. So this is kind of like excess product. So these are like the ones that are either backups or like don't really fit. So I'll put that into one side for now. This is the pot that I'm currently using. So on the go right now, that means mascaras that I've opened and have used are these three. Paradise, L'Oreal Lash Paradise Waterproof, of course is staying. This is my favourite one, so I'm keeping this one. However, these two I'm going to declutter. I just don't like them. This one is also L'Oreal and it is their Air Volume Mega Black Mascara. This one like transfers on me quite a bit, so I don't want to use that. Usually I'll use it on my like lower lashes and it will just transfer throughout the day, so pointless me keeping it. Gonna declutter. And then this is from Urban Decay and this is the Lash Freak Mascara, and oh my gosh, as soon as I open this you'll know exactly why I'm going to declutter this. Like just the excess product that comes out on this, it is insane. Like if I go and rub this on the pot whenever I go to use this, there is just so much build up and excess product in there. It's just not a nice mascara to use. I surprisingly like the look of this and I like the results. However, I need to clean the brush so thoroughly before I use it or I will end up with clumpy lashes all over the place. So this I'm decluttering. For the rest of the mascaras, this is an Eyeshadow Black Magic Mascara. This is an Honest Beauty Extreme Length Mascara and Lash Primer. So it's like a 2-in-1. From Lancome, this is their Hypnose Mascara. This is such a nice looking mascara, but so bulky. And you probably know by now how much I hate bulky packaging. This is L'Oreal's Telescopic Lift Mascara, which is one of their latest launches. I still haven't tried it, but I'm excited to try. And then I've actually also got the original of that, which is the telescopic, I think it's just called telescopic, and this is the like original one, so maybe I'll compare the two of them. More bulky mascara packaging. This is Benefit's Bad Girl Bang, but this is waterproof, and I love myself a waterproof mascara, so I am definitely going to try this. Then from NARS, this is the NARS Climax Mascara. Really liked this mascara last time I used it, so excited to try that. Then from Maybelline, this is the Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara in waterproof as well. Anything that's waterproof, I instantly keep. From Ardell, this is the Splash Party Waterproof Mascara. This has been in my declutters for so many years now. It's time to go. I've still not reached for it, so I'm just going to declutter. Then from Too Faced, this is their Better Than Sex Mascara in brown. So this is a new launch for them, which I'm going to keep. Then I've also got the Authored Mascara, which I haven't tried and I want to try, so again, keeping that. And then Classic from Too Faced, the Better Than Sex Mascara in like the standard black, and this one is the waterproof version. So a full house here. I have 9 mascaras in there, and then in my additional pot, these are backups of my favourite mascara, which is the Lash Paradise in waterproof, and these 3 are extras that don't fit in that pot, so I'm going to pop them into this one. Which leaves me with liners. I never wear eyeliner, but for some reason I always feel like I should keep some just in case I do. So I've got this from Beauty Pie. This is their Big Bright Eyes Kohl Liner. This is in like a sort of nudie shade, so I'm going to keep that. This is a blue one from Bare Minerals, which last time I did my declutter I thought, hey, why not keep a blue? I might do something experimental. I haven't in a year. I doubt I'm going to, so that can go. This is from Lancome. It's a liquid liner. This is the Ultra Precise Waterproof Liner. I'm going to keep this because it's the only one I've got. Then from Charlotte Tilbury, this is a black eyeliner. It is their Rock and Coal. And finally from Hourglass, this is their Voyeur eyeliner. It's a waterproof eyeliner. It's in this sort of light brown shade. We'll see about this. That's only a maybe because it's too big to fit in here anyway, so that may just be the turning point for me. I only have these 3 primers at the moment, and honestly I'm going to keep them all. This is the new by YSL. It is their sort of glowy primer. Then from Honest Beauty, this is their Everything Primer, which is mattifying. And then from Laura Mercier, this is the Pure Canvas Primer in Hydrating, and again I'm going to keep. I've also got an Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, which is the only one I've got, and again I'm going to keep it. On to foundations next, and I have quite a lot of these, so I do want to do some cutting down. But first up, holy grails that aren't going anywhere. So this is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I have 2 shades of these. I have the shade Medium in Villaris and also the shade Light in Vienna. Both of these I love. I use them for like different tan stages, so I'm going to keep them both. Also from NARS, these are the light reflecting base foundations. For base in general, I just really do love NARS products. So again, I have 2 shades in these. I have the shade Vienna and I also have the shade Santa Fe. One more from NARS, which I figured I may as well include now. This is the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, and in this I have the shade Alaska. I mean, every single shade here is a completely different shade, so that goes to show what my situation is with my foundations and things. Just, I think in terms of shade matching, I'm not very good at it. But anyway, I do love all of these from NARS, so keeping my NARS collection. I've also got the L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade 3R, maybe. It says Cool Undertone. I'm going to keep that slightly dark for me, but I think it'll be good in the summer months. Then I have a Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 210, which again I'm going to keep. And finally from Hourglass, this is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. This is in the shade 6.5, which is just too dark for me, so I'm going to declutter. However, one that I am going to keep from Hourglass is their foundation stick. This is in the shade Ivory, just a good one to have. This is a tinted moisturiser from Authored. This is in the shade 3, and honestly, I just don't like this packaging. I find it to be like particularly messy, and it's just not my kind of thing, so I'm going to declutter. This is the It's Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. This is a really nice product. This is the shade Light, but it doesn't fit properly in here. I've mostly been using this for traveling, so I'm going to pop it in my travel bag. Then from YSL, this is also from their new collection. This is the Bare Look Tint, which I think I have in the shade 6, but I haven't yet tried this, so I'm going to keep it and give that a try. And finally, from Trini London, this is the BFF De-Stress Tinted Serum. So I don't really know if this should be in my makeup collection or if it should be in my skincare collection, but it's in the shade Lucy. I'm going to give this a try. It's a new product to me. I've not yet tried it. So I'll have to decide whether this should be kept with makeup or in skincare. And last, but by no means least, I've got a few powders. So this is from Rodial. This is the Peach Powder. So it's just a pressed powder in a peachy sort of colour. I'm going to keep. And I also have 2 pots of the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I mean, the full size, which I just think is massive. I don't think anybody needs the full size. I have no idea when I will get through this. I feel like it will last me forever. And then I have a more compact sort of travel size, which is great for traveling. Like, this one's good to have at home, but when I travel, I'll only take this little one with me. But of course, I'm keeping these. So I've been doing some moving around to try and figure out a solution that will kind of work, and this is what I've settled on. So I will do a quick run through before ending this video. Here on this end I have the extra mascaras and sort of additional bits and bobs. Also my eyeliners are here. That's that pot. Then we move on to this pot where I have my mascaras. Here's got a mix of some new mascaras and also my mascaras that are currently on the go, which then leads us on to the third pot, and in here I have my eyebrow products, so eyebrow pencils and also eyebrow gels as well. And then in this pot I have concealers here, which is a great little solution for me because they're really easy to grab, so that's fab. And then here in this like middle row I have primers. I try to keep to this side of things. Then I have my foundations and tinted moisturizers and things, basically base products here. And then I've kept my powders on this end. So I have the 2 larger powders here, and then of course on top I had to put this little tiny one, but I did mention this being a travel one. I mean, realistically it will probably live here so that it doesn't get in the way when I actually want to use these products. Then on this end I have all of my bronzers. I've always had my bronzers sort of slightly harder to reach, but I know they're all there, so that's great. And then in here I have my Hourglass face palettes, my blushes. I've also got my Only highlighter in there, and then on this end the cream slash liquid blush products as well. Then I decided to move the eyeshadows onto this end just because I think they're a little bit easier for me to reach and a little bit easier for me to look at as well, so I don't forget about them. So I've tucked them into here, and then I have like the eye bases and so on here, and then finally my setting spray here. So that's what I've settled on for my makeup. We did a fairly okay declutter. It wasn't epic. If you want to see an epic one, see my declutter last year, because that was just, I mean, I'm still proud of myself to this day of that declutter. But this is what we're left with now. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I do also have my lipstick collection, but I don't know if I'm going to do that this year. Let me know if you want to see it. If you want to see it, I will film it, but if not, I may not film it. Let me know what you think. For now, this is the results of my makeup declutter. I hope you enjoyed the declutter. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. A very big thank you for watching the video, and I will see you all soon. I do still have lipstick to do. Don't know if I'm going to do it. Let me know if you want to see it.